me. Come to me.
Greetings, my little lovelies. I hope I find you all well again, and as usual, feeling tickety-boo. Now, as you can see, we're still in lockdown here in Wales. Haven't been able to have a haircut for 3 months. Do I care? No. No. Do you know why I don't care? Because we've got 4 marvellous new videos to bring you today. 2 of them have been sent in by viewers, so thank you for that. Much appreciated. Now, the first one is all about an orb. The second one is quite bizarre. It's somebody walking down the street and they see something, well, bizarre. The third one, The third one tackles time travel. Bizarre again. I think bizarre is the new word of the day. How bizarre. And the fourth and final one is quite creepy. It's about something crawling into your bed. How bizarre is that? Now, bizarrely, I'm going to say, let's crack on, shall we? Following has also been sent in by a viewer of the channel, and they also wish to remain anonymous. They said, it all started earlier this year on my birthday. I was a bit down thinking of my deceased parents when I was asked to take a picture of my partner. Whilst I was getting the camera ready, I saw through the viewfinder an orb and something float across the screen and then shoot upwards. I immediately looked up from the camera, but there was nothing there. For some reason it felt like a sign from my mother, but it could have just been wishful thinking, but it did lift my spirits. Recently I'd been reading about people asking for a sign from their loved ones that had passed over. My mother had been gone a long time, and other than some experience with a medium in the late 1990s, I have never had any signs from her that I was aware, other than the feeling of her presence being around me after she passed, many years ago. So I was sitting in my kitchen and I asked for a sign that she was near me, and the next thing I feel what I can only describe as a hug or embrace, but it was not physical, but yet it felt it. It immediately blew me away, but such a nice experience. Later that night, though, is when things went a step further. I was maybe dreaming, but I saw my mother appear in front of me. I could not focus on her properly, but could see she was made of energy. But yet in my mind it was the image of her when she was younger. We communicated not in words, but in mind. I told her how I was upset that she never got to meet my son and daughter, and she replied that she knew them before they came to Earth, which was really nice. What do we think of that, folks? As usual, let us know. The following has been sent in by a chap called Bruce. Now Bruce says, I was a young boy, around about 12 years old. I don't recall the actual age, but it was around that sort of time. It was sometime between 1963 and 1969. I lived in Boston, Massachusetts. It was a very sunny morning and a beautiful day. I was a very insecure and fearful, yet a tough child. I was walking down the street. It was mid-morning. I was the only one on the street. I was walking with my head down, just looking at the sidewalk. I was walking for a while until I lifted my head. As I did, I noticed this tall white man with long brownish slightly curly hair, about 40 feet in front of me, walking directly towards me. Since I was a streetwise city kid, I kept my head up and my eyes on him. When he got closer to me, say about 10 feet in front of me, I noticed more closely that he was wearing a long dirty white robe. He was barefoot and had long brownish slightly curly hair and a beard with a moustache. He also had the deepest blue eyes. While he was walking towards me, he looked down at me, straight into my eyes, and said, "I'm Jesus Christ." "That's all he said," said Bruce. "Nothing more." He continued to walk past me, and since I was a fearful little kid and wise to the streets, I only gave him 3 seconds to walk past me before I turned around to make sure that he wasn't going to jump me. Bruce says, well, this is when I was shocked and amazed. When I turned round to make sure he wasn't going to jump me, he was gone. He had completely disappeared. I immediately looked for a car or a doorway that he could have gone in or hidden in, but there wasn't anything for at least 100 yards or so. I couldn't believe that he was gone. All I could think of was that, wow, that was really weird. What do we think of Bruce's story, folks? As usual, let us know. A man who claims he is a time traveller has revealed who will be the United States President in 2045. The time traveller also claims the future Commander-in-Chief is widely accepted as the greatest president the country has ever seen. The man who says he was born in December 2019 says that he knows many things about the future. He agreed to take part in a lie detector test in a bid to show people he is telling the truth. He goes on to say that he has a chip in his hand called The One, and that aliens landed on Earth in 2045, all of which seems to pass the lie detector screening test. He was then asked about who is the president, and he announces that it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s granddaughter, Yolanda Renee King. She is the president. This again passes the lie detector test. He says Yolanda does become president, and she is in fact noted as the greatest president of the United States. Last year, at age just 9, Yolanda addressed a crowd of tens of thousands of protesters in Washington, D.C., demanding gun control. Her speech was very reminiscent of the famous I Have a Dream speech. In 2045, Yolanda will be 36 years old. Could she be the president? What do we think of time travellers? As usual, let us know. The following has been sent in to us by somebody who wishes to remain anonymous. Under strict instructions, they said, so they shall remain anonymous. I have the sensation of something crawling into bed with me at night for many years. At first I felt a scratching pulling at my covers at the foot of my bed, like a cat, but I don't own a cat. Then it changed to a pressure. I feel at the foot of the bed like someone sitting down, but there is no one there. Sometimes it crawls up beside me. I sleep alone. At first I was very scared, but not anymore. Some nights I invite it to lay next to me, and it does. The backstory to this is I was once married. I had a little girl. She died of leukemia at 4 years old. As a result, me and my husband could never get on after that, and we drifted apart and finally divorced. I have stayed alone ever since. It brings me comfort to think that maybe it's my little girl beside me. Thank you. Welcome back, my little lovelies. Hope you enjoyed them as usual. Let us know. Keep everything nice and clean and tickety-boo, and everything will be fine. Now, welcome to all the new subs. Hope you enjoy it. Now, I'm not going to let this pass. With all the trouble in the world today, from us all here, we'd like to wish you all a safe time. Don't care what colour you are, where you're from. You can be from outer space, you could be an alien, you could be from anywhere. No colour, creed, couldn't care less. Let's all try and be nice. Now, that's all from us here. Until next time, my little lovelies, take care and stay safe. Ta-ta, my little lovelies. Ta-ta.